Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So, Jarrell Miller, a name we haven't heard in let's say a little while anyway. Name we haven't heard in a little while. It's been announced that he signed a multi-fight co-promotional deal with Bob Arum, Top Rank, ESPN, alongside Greg Cohen and Dimitri Salita. Miller said, this is a quote from Jarrell Miller, "Say hello to the bad guy. We don't live in a sunshine world. In my world, the majority of the time, the villain wins." That's what Jarrell Miller has to say. Now, I want to get this out of there before I do what I think a lot of other people would do in this situation. They're talking about someone like this. Jarrell Miller as an actual fighter. Okay, so if you're talking about from an entertainment value of what he brings to boxing in terms of, his style and what he does, I quite like watching Jarrell Miller. I think he's entertaining. I think that, the Jarrell Miller who fought guys like Marius Wack, people like that, fun to watch. I would have liked to have seen how his fight with AJ would have went. But if you're talking, before I say, that's Jarrell Miller in the arena of boxing as a fighter. Okay, if you're talking about outside of the ring, given what's gone on and given the type of person he appears to be, Jarrell Miller is a piece of you-know-what. I can't believe that this guy juiced up to the tit, HGH, everything, gets a 6-month ban. A 6-month ban. People talk about Dylan White and whatever the hell he was, they found trace amounts of for the Oscar Rivas fight. Look, that was what that was. But they were talking, if Dylan White was found guilty of that, they were talking, 6-7 years? Something like that, in around that. Jarrell Miller gets found with all kinds of shit in his system. 6 months. 6-month ban. Oh, that's just bullshit. And Jarrell Miller, this is a guy who went around accusing Anthony Joshua of, being on you-know-what. Whatever, you can think whatever Anthony Joshua was on, and, the top level, do I think that is rampant with PED use? I absolutely do. But the fact of the matter is, Anthony Joshua's never failed a drugs test. Do I think that the drug agencies can be trusted 100% of the time? Hell no. Hell no, I don't. But at the end of the day, facts, he's not failed the drugs test. Yeah, anyway. Jarrell Miller is one of those guys who is loud, who's braggadocious, who's just... And you know what it is, right? One thing I've come to learn about people who are loud like Jarrell Miller and kind of braggadocious and are quick to, point out flaws in other people, they tend to be quite weak. They tend to be good. Put it like this, right? I'm thinking off the top of my head here, right? And I can think of one person in particular who comes to my mind, that I know. Well, I wouldn't say I know him too well, but I know he's in my life now at the minute, unfortunately. And the guy will be very loud. He's always trying to big himself up and put others down. The guy's worthless. The guy is a big fat fucking pussy. I'm not talking about Jarrell Miller when I say that, by the way. I'm talking about another guy that I know. Very similar in terms of what he would be saying and doing to Jarrell, about kind of similar to Jarrell Miller in terms of personality wise, loud, braggadocious, talking shit. The guy, not only can he not hold a job, he can't hold on to anything. And with Jarrell Miller, loud, obnoxious, lost the Anthony Joshua fight. I don't mean physically lost it, I mean career high payday. That fight's gone. That's dead in the water. Why is he getting other chances? On top of the bad guy, wins the majority of the time. Well, we need to see what he's like now, because all those different types of PEDs he was on, take them out of his system. I wonder, will he have the same energy at 300? Will he even be 300 pounds? Will he have the same energy? Will he have the same punch output? All these things need to be said, because let's face facts here, right? We look at someone who is not the body beautiful type, Erkan Tepper, when he fought David Price, and he wiped David Price out. Other than the Povetkin knockout, that's probably David Price's worst knockout, right? Erkan Tepper, big fat guy, You know, he didn't look in good shape, and he was juiced up to the tit. What happened to Erkin Tepper? He went from knocking at David Price, I think that was for a European title, looking devastating. You know, this is 5 years ago nearly, looking devastating, to being knocked out by Robert Helenius. You know, it shows what the PEDs can do. You know, it shows. So, you know, thoughts on this. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, will I watch Jarrell Miller? Yes, I will. You know, I'll watch him. Because, as I said, I want to be entertained, and I do enjoy that. I want to see what he looks like as well, without the PEDs, if he's off them. But, as a person, nah, man, Jarrell Miller is... yeah. He is what he is. So those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed me ranting. Very rarely you get to see me rant on camera. I normally leave it for the live streams, which I don't like ranting either, believe it or not. But sometimes I just get going and you know where it is. So those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe of course if you are new. And as always, I will talk to you after.